Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're gonna talk about the two-handed mastery and two-handed, not 200, two-handed mastery, and how it fares in Gothic Remake and how good it is. And for that we're gonna cover many points. This is the second try in my recording because the audio for my first recording was so bad I couldn't use it. It sounded like a robot. And thank you guys for 100 subscribers. It's insane. I didn't even think we make it this far. I really didn't. But yeah, I just hope you enjoy my content, and yeah, it's just a passion project. Let's see how far we can take it. So, T200 Mastery. How does it fare? As always, we're gonna cover all the neutral points, positives and negatives, go through all the matchups really quick. The last one was a little bit too long with the matchups. I don't want to spend too much in detail. You can look up the stats on the Wikily page, and this is basically where I get my verdict from. So, the two-handed mastery has two move pool variants, actually three, but it is two, and I will explain why. I modded, by the way, so I cheated a little bit to get some weapons to show you as well. Like this is the Claw of Billiards, in a special fight I don't want to spoil, and that guy wields it. Just to show you really quick before I get, or you guys punch me. This is the clearing. I cleared the game with two-handed already. This was my first playthrough. It was something in June. It wasn't even optimal, but of course, I've only cheated in this one to find some specific things out. I do want to show you, and yeah, I also have some tips and tricks. I will go into detail. I will cover up later. So it has two move pools. First, it's the Great Sword. It always ends up with 3 hits, and on trained, the combos are on this speed, and on master you get better crit rate, and your last sweep does damage. Also, you get access to reposts. And the second move pool is, of course, I don't have an axe with me. Give me 1 second. Axe. This is the hammer. This is the axe move pool. It also can end on the on the third combo, but for that you have to do the uppercut swing. So yeah, what's the key difference? With the Great Sword, you get a lot of different animations based on how you start and how you do your combo. Like get this overhead sweep with left click, Q, left click, or you can start with, or you can even do something like normal sweep, step and step again. Wait, no. The step can be your finisher. Then you do this uppercut, but there's also a variant on which he steps for, yeah, like this. For this you have to start stinging and end with your stinger. I'm just bad at showcasing, I'm sorry. And then he pulls it up. This is where you get the damage. I most of the time recommend doing this attack here because it covers a lot of range. And if you do it correctly, you can do it pretty much quick afterwards. This covers a lot of range. So what makes axes different? Axes have infinite looping strikes. They never end basically, which is a huge boon to this weapon and only to this weapon. And fists of course. But yeah, covers a lot of zone in front of you. So yeah. There's also this downward smash, which can hit if enemies are down, also do a lot of damage. This sweep here downs enemies as well. The downward smash is also not only exclusive to your eggs. The attack speed is pretty mediocre, even on master. It's not the fastest, but yeah. 5 to 10% crit chance, whether you go for trained or master. like every melee weapon in this game. Um, oh yeah, and don't forget, I will always base my tiers on certain things. First off, on how difficult the weapon is to wield, how it fares on the highest difficulty, how it fares on a permadeath run, and how it fares on an only run. Because if a weapon is that good, then you should certainly be able to run it on an only run and on permadeath runs. Yeah, I recommend two-handed only runs and permadeath runs only for the Gothic difficulty. It is still pretty difficult on there. The enemy stats get lowered a little bit so you don't get smoked immediately, especially on the early game where this weapon struggles. But before we get to the negatives, let's talk about the positives. Swords have universal good range. It doesn't matter which great sword you pick, which two-handed sword you pick, it will always be 2 meters. And yeah, as you can see, the range is pretty nuts. Best melee range in the game, but it's not necessarily bound to the greatsword, and I will get to that later. That's the highest weapon, the highest damage in the game. Not only weapon damage, it also has the #1 slot for weapon damage. But also total damage, because you have to combine strength with your weapon damage in order to get your total damage out. Yeah, do that with the enemy resistances in your mathematical formula, and there you get your true damage on the monster. Putting points on strength is necessary with this weapon, and you will feel it. Like, you really want to match the requirements on how you wield the weapon. The two-handed weapons don't necessarily need any masteries early game because of how high the damage is. If you have scrub level with your two-handed mastery, like if you're untrained, you still have access to the step, which doesn't look as elegant as this. It's way more clunky. If you play Super Smash Bros, Link's up air also looks pretty clunky. It reminds me of that, but it's still, the range will be the same. Yeah, now the part on the two-handed mastery I want to get into this is this here, staffs. There's also a weapon category for staffs, but no mastery to train it, so you will always be clunky with these. There's no mastery which makes it faster, but still, if you go for two-handed only runs, this weapon is acknowledged as being a two-handed weapon because you wield it with 2 hands, as you see. But what makes this weapon so special is the Q and E attack. I don't know for the controllers what the buttons are, but it's this and this, and you can loop them infinitely, and they are extremely fast, cover a lot of range. Like if I give you a side view, it's insane. Plus your camera angle can determine on how high or down you step. This is your bread and butter. 26 weapon damage, not the highest, but if you spend points on strength, you should be fine till chapter 3. The weapon has huge 1 or 2 shot potential, like fights end super fast with this weapon. Yeah, I'm just going through my points. Yeah, on untrained, this attack speed shouldn't be this high. It is unbalanced fast. It is super fast. It is very easy to block with this weapon. You do need to be trained at least to block attacks and to parry them. Parry is just a perfect time block. But if you are untrained and you start blocking, the hits will just go through because you don't know how to do it. Your character doesn't know. Yeah, this weapon is also perfectly fine if you only stay on trained. You just don't get your repose hit, and your third hit, which would be this, doesn't deal as much damage because this gets a 50% damage modifier, and on crit also 50%. Crits pretty much kill everything except bosses in this game with one hit. It's super good if you pull one out. It is also very good if you pull your third attack out. And again, this applies on axes too, but please make sure this is your third attack in the combo or you won't get the damage modifier. Yeah, the X uppercut this year is just a straight up knockdown. It knocks down almost the entire cast of the game. And when they're knocked down, you just basically roll through them and infinite loop them to death. There's no counterplay to that, yet they just die. So, sounds great, right? Well, if there aren't these downsides I'm gonna talk about now. These weapons are only... Oh god, what did I do? Okay, it runs now. These weapons are only accessible at chapter 3, which is pretty long. We are talking about clearing the Orc Cemetery after the Balu core fight. You have to get through this in order to get a trainer who gets you the trained or master class for this weapon. It consumes 70 learning points, that's 7 levels for you, 30 for trained, 40 for master, which is a huge investment, the highest investment on training something in the game. Or is it paired with magic circles? I think magic circles might be even higher. But magic circles, I get to that on another video. It is still a lot. I hope they nerf it down to 50. It's insane. It's too much. It's, in my opinion, too much. And I will get to it why it's too much in a bit. Permadeath runs get really hard with this weapon because you somehow have to get to chapter 3. But this stuff here is basically the key for that problem. It is not optimal. I'm not saying this is game breaking or stuff. It is just very good and helps you a lot for permadeath runs. If you want to spend all of your LP for later, this weapon lets you do it. You still, you still have to immediately invest all your points into strength because this is how you scale. This is how your damage scales up in this game. Yeah, now I just told you have to get to chapter 3. This means we have a lot of gatekeepers in front of us, be it dungeons, bosses or whatever. So we are talking about the Queen fight. The Queen fight is one of the hardest in the game if you are not prepared. This means you should in phase 1 use the bug. I like the it's not the bug, it's an exploit where you stand on her left side, hug her left side, there her claw sweeps will whiff you. If they manage to hit you, you might even die, like GG, permadeath run is done. And all you do is basically angle it good, do this on her. That's all you do. The second phase for the Queen fight is pretty easy because of her bump. You want her to bump on the ground. This is where you quick step and do your combo all over again, and yeah, that's the fight. The Goblin Cave gets pretty hard because they do hit you really hard and you need to drag them out one by one. The defenses you need for this weapon are pretty high. You have to invest a lot of slots on your character to get your defenses up high. Because if you don't, trading just hurts, and you will trade a lot of hits with the enemy in order for your hits to stick and for their hit to tank. And again, the biggest upside about the weapon is the range, so please use it in order to mitigate hits you take. But still, it's very hard in this game not to get hit, so please make sure you get your resistances up high, or getting hit just hurts extremely. The Orc Cemetery, pretty hard. The Balu core fight gets really hard because you don't have your mastery now. Your attacks are too clunky with two-handed weapons, which again limits you on using this stuff here. You might use, like, you get the Bloodstinger pretty early. The location is just a little bit different from what you are used to. Um, get the Bloodstinger. Believe it has 80 damage for 70 strength, and if you have 70 strength, you cap at 150 damage. You almost one or two shot the entire cast by that, but you are pretty slow. Like this slow. You are this slow using two-handed weapons, so be mindful. Hammers don't fall under two-handed swords or two-handed axe. These are the only weapon types that fall under the masteries. Um, they fall under the orc weapons. And I won't cover the orc weapons because you will only get them to chapter 5 after the Ulumulu quest. And that's way too late. Like, how do you get to this point in order to use it? There is a place for orc weapons if you, for example, go for one-handed weapons and you want to and you don't want to spend any LP. Orc weapons don't cost any LP, but there is no such thing as orc weapons only run or something, because you will spend your entire game not being trained on orc weapons. It will look exactly like this. Clunky, slow, you don't get anything of it. Yeah. Um, that being said, it is a very hard only run weapon or a very hard permadeath run weapon to use. You need insane game knowledge to pull that off, and this will be a challenge for a future YouTube run. Why did I tap out like this again? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's get onto the tips and tricks video. First tips is one of the obvious one. Please max cap as soon as possible. I want to see your max cap at level 8. Like level 0 to 8 you have 90 LP. Use them to get strength immediately. Skip everything else. With that being said, use all the escort as exploits. Like I mentioned in previous videos, you can just use Drex. Let Drex carry you onto the bloodfly section before he wants to speak to you about the new camp. Let the monsters chip him down. My opinion, safe before he escorts you. Make sure he gets hits. If he gets hit, save up. And yeah, on permadeath run, of course, you just have to be lucky. But this is like first minutes into the game, so it's not too bad just reloading that passage. Kill Drex, so you have access to more Drake later. Then go to Balpavers. Balpavers escorts you towards the swamp camp, and you kill Balpavers if it's possible for free XP. Loot him. Very important, don't go to Mordrak yet, go into the swamp camp. On the swamp camp, go to the shipwrecks. On the shipwrecks, there's a section where you can get the stuff. For that, you need the Bloodfly scroll and the Telekinesis scroll. So do that, please. So you get your weapon very early. Like, this is your key for the early game. Afterwards, do the Mordrak quest, and by that you should be level 5 or even 6. So yeah, get 3 LP there, bump everything into the strength, and your damage is done. Mordrak then carries you to the new camp where you get your free piece of armor, also the free piece of accessory, also 2 free, if you do everything correctly, 2 free dexterity rings. I know you want strength rings, for that you can just get Skaddy's ring, but yeah, that's just the early tips I give you. Another thing I want to tell you, again, you want to one-shot monsters as soon as possible, which is why you do the escort crits in order to get enough LP to bump into your strength set. Do this Sunken Xardas Tower as soon as possible. Look up the zombies' resistances, check your damage on them. If you say, okay, I can realistically take on one zombie with this quarter stuff, you want to at least 5-shot them, like on 5 hits you want to kill them, you outrange them very good. And them being on groups doesn't hurt as bad. They only track you down to a certain locations, then run back, and make sure they don't one-shot you. You need to have enough HP and resistances in order not to get one hit. Like if they hit you once, no problem. It's not a biggie. I know um, you are basically 1 HP at that point. Heal yourself up and go back into the fight. Rinse and repeat until you hit the elemental door. Make sure you have enough mana regeneration, enough mana in order to cast these spells. On Chronos, you get your MP ring. You will find ways to get the ore for that, because if you're on a new camp, you have access to the ball that gives you wheat you can sell, or the other ball which you can take his wheat in order to get 400 ore. There are enough ways to get ore early. So yeah, utilize that in order to get your resistances up high, in order to do the sunken Xardas tower. Don't do the demon there. For that you do need the summon scrolls you find on Xardas' balcony. And again, for that, bloodfly scrolls. You need bloodfly scrolls for these exploits. If you don't know how you get that, you can always ask me, no problem. Or just look up on the internet. There's enough footage of that. Yeah, your extra bonuses like the Horatio training or potions you take after your max cap at 100, please don't do them before, or you will end up like me on my first playthrough, where I only end up with 107 strength, which is quite little compared to what I could have, well, compared to what it could have been if I did everything correctly. Yeah, get scrolls early, telekinesis and bloodfly. Please, the ball that gives you the weed, please take his scrolls. You wanna take his scrolls because he you can get 2 telekinesis scrolls there, 1 turn friendly and stuff. You get everything from him. Also pick 1 sleeping scroll for questing into the swamp camp. Hybrid builds with this weapon get, in my opinion, almost impossible or not efficient at all, because 70 LP will go into your masteries, which in my opinion is a downside. So again, utilize your strength stat and please, yeah, bump it up high, get your resistance high, and you should be good to go. How do you get better armor in this game? So there are 2 options. I just need to let this game run a bit. So there are 2 options. You can get the Guardian armor, I believe, on the Fortress armor, on the Fortress Tower. What was it called? The one Lester takes you with, the quest you do with Lester, with all the harpies on. There are 2 ways you can go about it. You can get the Mordrag ring, you can go to the Orc Enclave, get the Dexterity Amulet there. For that you need Bloodfly Scrolls and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing. If you do any of these scrolls, that basically means only runs are not possible anymore. Keep that in mind. All the tricks I'm gonna mention you now are not suited for only runs. So, you can get the rune from Rodriguez or Torres. What was it, Torres? I guess it was Torres, yeah. From Torres in the old camp, get the fire rune and some mana rings from Chronos. Equip them so you have enough mana to utilize this fire rune. With that, you can kill harpies. You get 1 bloodfly scroll and 1 wolf scroll is pretty good in my opinion. With the wolf scroll you make your way up to the tower. Until the point you will need the bloodfly scroll to fly above a certain point. And you can do this in peace until then. Then you have to kill 7 harpies, crack a chest in order to get a key. With this key you can get the what was the armor called? I forgot how the Guardian armor, yeah. Or you can go to Xardas' balcony immediately with the Bloodfly scroll, keep that in mind, it's not hard to do. And get summon scrolls from Xardas. And again, for that you gonna need a lot of MP, so make sure you have it. For that you need to, I guess, 2 mana rings even. Like under 30 max mana you can cast these, and you will need these if you want Xardas' robe. With the current patch you get 60-60 stats on physical damage, like 60 on blunt and edge, which is insane. But for that you have to kill a fire demon, and for that you will need summon scrolls. There is no chance in hell you can kill him that early. So yeah, these are basically tricks that could carry you to the early game very easily. You can also do it without these armor types, but it's better that you have them than not having them. Or you can spend all your ore on the Fraction 1 armor, it's up to you. But I rather do the other things. But these are important tips for permadeath runs. Okay, with that being said, let's talk about the matchups. For that we go here. Like, this is the placement for the last video, the Fizz video. Fizz landed on the C tier. If you do want to know why, just check my old video out. Let's talk about the matchups first. The Minecrawler Queen is one of the early gatekeepers in the game. Oh yeah, there is no impossible tier, by the way. The weapon is not that bad, so it doesn't need that tier. It is one of the gatekeepers of the game. Again, phase 1, use the exploit where she just whiffs you. And phase 2, you want to make sure she bumps down with your evade and then do your step combo. Mad Diego's a tough fight because his bow damage is insanely high. He deals 190 per shot, and we are not talking. And he tries to crit you, so headshots. So we are about, I get almost 300 damage. It is 200. Oh god, 270 damage he deals with that shot. It deals a lot. And when you get close to him, he only has around 140 melee damage, which is still nothing to laugh at, which you can block and repose and stuff, but he will then port back and try to snipe you. Very hard fight, not a very hard, a hard fight for only runs. Yeah. Bitters, another tough matchup. Biters, not bitters, biters. Because they are, again, a gatekeeper, you have to kill these. They spawn on the Orc Cemetery and on groups. So, if you have an only run, have fun pulling them to you. Coins are pretty good on only runs, like you can, or throw meat, I guess you can also throw meat, in order to lure one of them near you, and go for a kill there. But these are a lot of knowledge checks you need to know in order to defeat these beasts on an only run. Again, the ultimate challenge is 200 permadeath only run, yeah. Can't wait to do that. This is this the normal troll? No, this is the Giga Chat troll. The Prime troll. The one Milton helps you with. It's not Prime Troll. Big Troll, I don't know what his name is. His stats are insanely high resistances. You will deal about 50 damage if you are optimal build, which is not high because these guys have around 1200 HP. Hit you very hard, but their attack patterns are pretty easy to read. Though if they knock you down, they insta-kill you. Like, one knockdown does 2/3 of your HP bar, and if they swing at you there, you just die. The Fire Demon is one of the toughest demons. There's only one in the game. I will do him on the hard tier with this weapon, because again, you want to kill him as fast as possible. And I know on the Fizz run I ranked him down lower, but with the Fizz runs you get a lot of hits, and when he spawns you can't do that if you don't have your mastery with the two-handed weapon. Yeah, you're still stuck with your staff, like as a friendly reminder. And yeah, hard gatekeeper if you want very good armor for free early on. I mean, it's not for free, you have to kill this guy, but you have no ore costs. So, yeah. Harpies are on the neutral part. Harpies are just bullies for melee users. They stand up and throw their feathers on you, which doesn't deal too much damage, to be fair, if you have enough resistances. But early on, if you want the Guardian armor early on, and you get a lot of value from these armors early on, then Chapter 3, get them as soon as possible. And yeah, that's all there is to say with the harpies. Zombies, another hard matchup. Zombies are, in my opinion, in my playthroughs, always the gatekeepers for the best teleporters on the Sunken Tower. I always want the fire teleporter as soon as possible. I know you will trigger the guards and stuff, but I don't really care. You can just run past them. Nothing will happen if you just run. Um, but yeah, I want these goddamn teleporters, and if possible, the armor, and one of the best amulets in the game. Um, yeah, I want to clear the Sunken Tower as soon as possible in order to get the biggest value out of it. Stone Golems, they are a neutral matchup, not too hard, especially the Bridge Golem where Lester helps you with. Um, but Orc, like the hammer, is an Orc weapon. It doesn't fall under the mastery tier because the game doesn't say that's neither a two-handed sword or an axe, so the mastery doesn't apply for that. I hope it gets fixed in Gothic 2. You don't really need the mastery in order to defeat them with the hammer. It's just slow. Like if they do the punch combo and you evade it, you get one, maybe the second hit, which is also risky. Yeah. Normal swamp sharks are also on the neutral tier. Normal swamp sharks, the thing with them is they spawn early. If you do the weed quests, they can sneak up on you and just bite you once you're dead, because it's too early in the game. And yeah, high resistances. I guess they have 100 something, 130 even, on both blunt and edge. So have fun getting through their armor. These are only realistic to kill at chapter 3 maybe. Skeleton Mage. Skeleton Mage, the problem with them is if there are enough skeletons, I mean there are only 4 in this game, skeleton mages. If there are enough skeletons in front of them, you need to make sure to get through them. Sometimes you just get stuck, you can't get past them, except if you kill them. And then they can just cast magic on you, which hurts a lot. There is a world in which they summon skeletons in which you just sweep them to death. But if you're too late and get only 1 to 2 hits and they still live with a little bit, they port far away, you may have to make sure to get through them and swing at them again. If they are isolated, they are also here. Like they're super easy. But if they are not isolated, it can be rough. Normal mine crawlers. Normal mine crawlers are kinda hard because they hit hard. They have, I guess, 80 strength early on, which is a lot. In groups they can be difficult. They spawn into 3 to 4 groups. Especially the way to the Minecrawler mother can be a little bit tough. You outrange them. Actually, let me put them on neutral. They are not that bad. Yeah, that is basically normal Minecrawlers. Their own resistances are not too high though. Like your staff just pierces through them. And because you outrange them, I can't put them on hard, but they spawn in groups which make them hard. Normal wolves are actually pretty easy, which was pretty hard back then on the Fizz. With the two-handed weapon it is not as hard because you outrange them. You can catch their launch attack where they jump from above to you with the Q animation and just cancel him. He will get hit stunned and then you can just stab him again and two-shot him. Nothing more to say there. Orc warriors are also easy. By the time they appear in the game, which is pretty late, their resistances don't matter that much. You have very high strength, very high weapon damage. You have your trained status, your master status, and can just parry them and kill them. It's by then they are very easy to kill. Normal trolls. Normal trolls are actually neutral or even easy. Given this guy's only hard if you don't shrink them, but if you have only run where you have to fight them honestly, they get very hard. So what's up with the normal one? The normal one spawns. Oh, is it the normal one spawns on a goblin cave, which is optional, or on the fight where Gorn helps you, a juvenile troll or something. Yeah. Gorn helps you, it's pretty easy to kill him. It's easy to hit stun him, it's easy to burst him down. Even when his resistance, I guess he still has 100 resistances for Blunt and Edge and about 800 HP. Yeah. Temple Mine Crawlers, which was very hard for the Fizz, is easy on this one. They AP late game, which means you don't suck with your weapons like you do with these normal mine crawlers, and their HP pool is pretty high. Their resistances are also pretty high, but you never whiff them, and they only appear in groups of maximum 2, and you can take 2 pretty easily. And they are also easy to stagger, and again you outrange them, so there is no problem in fight. It's absolutely fine fighting them. The Undead Orc, though, is a hard enemy. There's only one that appears, I mean, with the name Undead Orc, and that is when you find Cain. And his resistances are nothing to laugh at. I guess he has 60-60 on Blunt and Edge, and about 800 HP or something. It's pretty tough. Given he's only alone, his attack pattern is easy, but if he hits you once with the first hit, you're dead, because his combo will go through and you die miserably. You do outrange him with his staff, which you want to utilize, especially on the if he does the last hit, just stab him, it will connect and you can do another one, and then you just rinse and repeat. The Ice Golem, also a hard matchup with the two-handed weapons, which was shocking to me. With the Fizz, they were on the call an ambulance tier, like on the best tier possible. These are actually hard, because all you have is a slow hammer. The running speed is something I didn't talk about with two-handed weapons. It isn't the fastest, as you can see. The Fizz are faster than that. Let me show you. I think you don't even need mastery. Yeah, the Fizz are faster too. Oh, you do need mastery. Oh, okay. I didn't know. That's interesting to know. Untrained, you're slow as fuck. But with master, you start to put up your Fizz higher and sprint. That's a huge bony to them, because if they freeze you, you die. He starts the fight by smashing the ground and through ice pillars on you. If they hit you, you get frozen. He also has icicles he throws at you, and he calls little shits that throw icicles on you. It's hard to one-shot them, especially with a slow attack speed hammer. You need the hammer to kill this guy, a two-handed hammer, especially for only runs. Yeah, not a great time. It's a cheesy enemy. You kill him relatively fast, but he can also kill you relatively fast, which again is something inconsistent, and inconsistency means hard in my world. Mad Goron is an easy fight, because he has around 180 damage with his axe already added. The resistance are pretty low, his HP pool is pretty high given, yes, but you can parry and repost him. And the animation where he does the Thor thing and to electrify the area, you can just swing 3 hits on him and almost end the fight there. Mad Milton, on every fight he will be easy, because once you get what you have to do, which is the hard part of the fight becomes easy. He throws only a fireball at you for his highest damage. With the all armor, no problem tanking it. The Orc Shamans, though, are a neutral fight, not a hard one, because if you get to the melee range, which will happen every fight if you just sprint at them, they will never be able to throw a projectile at you, which you never want. They have 1 smash and the 2 smash combo, that's it, that's the entire move pool. And if you start outranging them with your Q steps, it's easy. Very, very easy. If you can easily sidestep them to the left or right and do your 3 combo hits on them. They hit pretty hard in melee range, not as hard as in ranged. They have projectiles that one-shot you straight up. You can have the most HP as possible, maximum defenses. Their projectiles are very brutal and ended a permadeath run for me. So thank you. Yeah, these are late game enemies, and I spent 35 hours in one permadeath run. But yeah. Orc Scouts, Orc Cemetery, actually easy, even with the staff, because their resistances are pretty low. They have around 300 HP. They spawn in groups of 1, 2, or maybe 3, but if you have even Balu core in your ranks, like they are no problem at all. Their attack patterns are pretty easy. Just please, please, please make sure they don't hit you with the first hit. This is where you could die. But yeah, if you're cautious, nothing will really happen. Skeletons are easy. Their resistance aren't that high. It is, I believe, 64 edge, 20 on blunt, of course. Their attack, they only have 2 attacks. They do, I guess, a two-handed swipe. With the mace, they do a jumping attack. With the sword, they stab you. Just get through these first hits and they just drop dead. They are not a huge problem. Very annoying though in groups. And if they start to peel their priest here. Bloodhound's actually a neutral matchup. It's not that bad with 200 weapons. You can stagger them, which is good. This weapon is very good on staggering, by the way, which makes many fights pretty easy. Their launch is delayed, so please make sure you hit them with the X uppercut, so you knock them down and kill them. On groups they are insanely hard to fight and are still run enders for permadeath runs. So this is the Temple Guard, the high orc Temple Guard. There are 2. This is the high one, the one with better resistances. They have are above 800 HP. I guess 90 resistances on both. I'm not sure with that, but yeah. If they hit you really hard. They have easy attack patterns. They spawn on a maximum group of 2. You can block them, no problem at all. But if they manage to hit you, it will hurt a lot. Orcounts, another matchup which was... Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna rank them from left to right this time. Again, I wanna keep this matchup short as possible, and even then it will be long. Orcounts are actually a good matchup in this game. Not good, a neutral matchup, better than the fists. They spawn in huge groups, don't have the highest HP pool. I believe it's 240 or 170 even. It's not that high. Their resistances are shit, but they hit like a truck with 100 HP. It is very, very, very high damage you have to take if they hit you, especially on groups. Make sure you lure them out or take 2 at a time. That should be possible. And they're not gatekeeping you, which is why they aren't higher. Black Goblins. Just because they are a gatekeeper, I put them on neutral. Because their damage is nothing to laugh at. They drop dead pretty quick. Even with your stuff, you 2-shot them. If they start throwing rocks, just dash through them and immediately 2-tap them. It's pretty easy. You can take 2 at a time. Just make sure you don't take any melee hits because they hit like a truck. The normal Maulerette, of course, an easy tier. Let's put them in very easy. Even the early Maulerettes, if you just do the escorts and ignore the first that spawns and do them after the escorts, no problem. Just do the escorts and you, like juvenile scavengers, and then just drop dead. Talking about juvenile scavengers, we put them as on the same reason on very easy, like the Maulerettes. Both of them are piss easy to beat if you just do the escort quests, which others clear for you, and from there you take these on pretty free. They don't even deal damage to you if you have the digger's armor. Maybe 5 damage goes into you while you have 100 an HP pool of 100. So yeah, the normal temple guards, let's do it like this. These are highs, these are the normal. It's hard to make it out, but yeah. The normal ones, because of their lower resistance, are easy to beat, especially if you repost them. Like, repost, kick them, then they're staggered, and from there you just finish them. The normal scavengers, or the adult scavengers, are a neutral matchup. They don't appear too early, which where they give you trouble, but let's say after you have your digger's armor and you see them, they get hard. After you have the other armor types, it's basically a free fight. But there is a gap in the timeline and what you do where they could appear and beat your ass. So yeah, many of them get killed by the escorts. So yeah, that's how you basically play around them. there is a way to play around them early on, so that's why it's neutral. Minecrawler warriors, very easy. I don't know why they are called warriors. By the point these guys appear, and they appear in a maximum group of 3, but make them appear in tens, doesn't matter. They only have 300 HP, low resistances, and about 120 damage. Like, what? Okay. Like, 2 hits, they are done. With 1 hit you stagger them, the second one kills them. Just 3 XP gives you a lot of XP too. I don't know what they thought about this, guys. Like, it's an easy matchup. The fire lizards are, I wanted to say fire varan, but that's in German. The fire lizards are pretty easy. Because they will start with the flamethrowers, in which you can just get close to them, especially with acrobatics. Later on, by the way, with two-handed mastery, you want to make sure to save your LP for acrobatics and stuff later on. I almost spilled my drink. Yeah, no problems with this guy. The Minecrawler Tyrant. Oh wait, this is the Minecrawler Tyrant. Then let me do it like that. This are Minecrawler Warriors. Minecrawler Tyrant goes also in a very easy tier. So why is he very easy? This guy shares the same move pool as the Minecrawler Warrior. You don't outrange them, so you have to play around his move pool. So why is he very easy? Because his HP pool is what? 400, 500? Low resistances. You do your 3, like, you bait off his attack, do your 3 combo, the 3 hit combo, and he dies. Don't ask me, I didn't design that thing. Lizards are very easy. I don't know what the reason of lizards are in this game, like why are they in this game, I will never know. Their lizards are insanely low, HP pool of 80, attack patterns like a toddler, are not necessary to fight, doesn't gatekeep you anything. After the escorts, and when you have your quarter stuff, free XP, they give you a lot more than Maulerids and stuff, which is why I put them even lower than them. And they don't do more than these guys. I believe their attack damage is 60, which is, to be fair, especially early on, pretty high, but you start one-shotting them pretty early too, so who cares about their attack. Shadow Beasts, this is interesting. They are actually easy with two-handed weapons. They have a chance in which they rush on you and knock you down, there you die. But please at least keep your guard up, then he guard crushes you for maximum, then you stand neutral, bait out his claw attacks, and from there just do a 3-hit combo and he dies. No problem. You don't be afraid not to do the combo. Please do the combo completely to kill this guy. Because if you get your 3-hit combo out, if he doesn't die, no problem, he gets staggered, and there you kill him. No problems with this guy. Lurkers are actually on the neutral tier. Why am I putting them there? Because the early lurker quest on the new camp is actually pretty tough to beat. He has around 120 HP, not the highest resistances, but has around 70 to 80 attack. I don't have the numbers here right now. Can be pretty tricky to fight, but if you have the Digger's armor and like B-level 6, he can't one-hit you anymore. And from there just outrange him with your quarter staff and you're good to go. Demon Lords are actually an easy fight. Not unlike his brother here. So why is that? They have high resistances, about 2k HP, I believe. 1,500 HP. I'm not too sure. But 100 on the rest, blunt and edge. But on their spawn animation, you can 3-hit them for free, which is half of their HP pool. So yeah, Alchemia. I don't know. I didn't design these. You designed them. So yeah. The Prime Fire Lizard, same reason as them. Yes, they are gatekeeping you, but I can't really call them gatekeepers if they just die after a 3-hit combo. If they do their fire breath, they signed their own death sentence. Again, I didn't design that thing, but I don't mind them to be easy. Ice Wolves, by the time you meet them, are also easy. And they do hit you pretty hard, but same reasons as normal wolf, just outrange them with a stab. Like they jump onto your stab and are already half-life. They staggered, you go on there and do the last sweep, they die. So yeah, thanks. Medium scavengers, like these guys appear also pretty early, but their resistances are kinda shit. I think they have 80 HP and 12 resistances on Plant and Edge, so you start one-shotting them at level 8 if you have max cap strength, or even lower, like you don't even need to have max cap strength in order to one-shot these. Give you more XP than the others. I believe they give you 50, the toddlers give you 30, I believe. No problem, like you just start one-shotting them. Prime Shadow Beast, as always, one of the hardest fights in the game. You can't cheese these guys, they are a gatekeeper. With melee you have to actually fight them. They are the biggest run-enders in the game because of their high damage and knockdown potential they can do to you. You need acrobatics in my opinion to get some space between you and him. And yeah, can end permadeath runs pretty easily. They can get staggered. If you defeat them, you can celebrate. Like these guys, and they have 1k HP, 100 on each resistances, 240 strength. Just telling you what you're getting yourself into. The mother Swamp Shark, no problem in easy tier. She doesn't appear early, she doesn't sneak up on you early as their normal Swamp Sharks do. They appear, I guess, at the Olumulu quest, and same resistances with them, just a little bit more higher attack and HP, which doesn't make the fight harder. The attack pool is still the same, and yeah. Razors, easy tier. I will put them at very easy. By the time they appear on the ruins where Urshak is, or on the way to Xardas, they appear. Low resistances, low HP pool, and low attack, and slow attack speed, and you outrange them, and they give a lot of XP. I don't know what Alchemia's design for this is. Snappers are just stronger, and I believe they are under the food chain than them. You might do a little bit of fixing there. Normal snappers, they appear right at the start of the game. You don't want to fight them at all unless you have enough armor, enough HP to cover them. You need to have 200 HP or they start one-shotting you with 180 strength, which it's a lot. Their resistance are decent, not too high. Their HP pool is actually pretty low, but you start two-hitting them and you outrange them, which is why I can't put them any higher than the easier tier. Lesser Demon, what the fuck, why would you ever fight this guy when you're not prepared? If you are max cap, have the trained status, at least you just kill him with a 3-hit combo. And he appears, in my opinion, in the mid game. It's pretty late, where you're set and done. And yeah, not sure what the purpose with this guy is. Goblin Warriors, toddler tier. I might even go and put them there. They don't gatekeep you anything. They are the troll pit, where you have enough resistances. You just go there and one-hit them. 120 HP. Yeah, great. Here is 300 damage on your face. Like, doesn't match up at all, even in groups. 3 XP. Normal goblins, easy tier. They appear right at the start of the game. After the escorts are done, you can kill them and their entire species. I don't know how it's pronounced in English. But after you get your digger's armor, you can take one hit of them, no problems whatsoever. With the quarter stuff, you outzone them so hard back to McDonald's, where they belong. And yeah, no problems at all. Xardas. Max Xardas fight is also easy. The biggest challenge are the skeletons, which you can't call a challenge. Like, you fight them at the pillar where Xardas stands on, so he can't throw shit on you. You kill the skeletons, Xardas is tumbled on the ground, and you kill Xardas on the ground. Mad Lester, same thing, very low attack stat with his weapon combined. It's about 120 to 40, and if you start blocking or even parrying, reposing him, you deal a lot of damage back. His Wind Fist might hit you, yes, if you can dodge it. It hits you for 60 to 70, then you lie on the ground, he walks at you, and yeah. And the Swarm Shark thing, I'm sorry, but just don't stand at where the Swarm Sharks are. And this guy isn't a problem. The Mother Mauler, it's actually a neutral fight, shouldn't be underestimated. She can knock you down and then kill you, appears pretty early, is somewhat of a gatekeeper, you can run past her, right to Kane, but you shouldn't mess with her too much. She can hit you pretty hard back. You outrange her though. This is how you fight this fight with your staff. The Fire Golem, again, easiest enemy in the game. Gives you way too much XP with 1000. His gimmick where he makes the area smaller with the lava doesn't work because he just dies. The slow attack speed on the hammer doesn't matter because he has 90 strength. Why does he have 90 strength? I don't know. I don't know. You can just HP raise this guy to death. And he has around 800 HP. 80 blunt rest if it goes up. No, he has 500 HP. He doesn't have any stats. Whatever, man. The Nymph Minecrawlers, you just one-hit them. They do have 80 attack damage. It is a lot. But with your staff, just step down and kill them. Kor Kalam, again a neutral fight. It is a skill matchup because you have to get to know his pattern. His explosion, as always, is the most dangerous move. Always have that in your mind. If you don't see him do anything, always think about him doing the explosion because that's the move he loves to spam. There you do your acrobatics back, go back at the step one, see what he does. If he goes for a close swipe, I highly recommend you blocking it. For repost, if you get the repost out, you reduce his life by 1/3. The hands on the ground can be annoying, but you start running back, sheathing your weapons for faster running speed, and you're good to go. And you can very easily just heal up your HP. But yeah, he deals a lot of damage with 240 attack, shouldn't be underestimated. So all in all, matchups with this weapon, as you can see, many are on the easier tier, many on the neutral. Only specific enemies are on hard, and that is mostly due to you not having the trained or mastery tier on this at this point, except for this guy. Same with this guy, because Hammer doesn't have trained and mastery. That's the biggest problem of this weapon. And just because that is such a huge problem, this weapon lands on the B tier. The matchup are good, don't get me wrong, but just because it's chapter 3, you need to hit a lot of check marks and 70 LP to get through this weapon. This is the problem with the thing. And what is better, 200 axe or 200 axe or 200 sword? In my opinion, it's the axe by a little bit. Why do I say a little bit? Because the sword does outrange the axe by a lot, which shouldn't be ignored. The sword can do this. The axe doesn't have anything that goes that far. This has decent range, but is way slower than just doing this. And you can cancel it onto itself if you have the specific timing, unlike me right now. Yeah. So yeah. Both are actually pretty equal if you ask me. The X doesn't make it to the A tier because melee users have to learn monster patterns, and yeah, base damage very high. I have that all in mind. This is accessible way earlier than this, but the damage output, the raw damage output this can throw out compared to this makes it immediately better than the fists, and the ranged issues make this way better than the fists, but keep in mind you get this at level 5 as on master pretty fast. So yeah, that is that is a two-handed weapon. Up permadeath runs possible with this weapon on hard. Probably you need a lot of dedication. Are only runs possible? Probably, but same, you need a lot of dedication to pull that off. Yeah, the placement in my opinion is justified. it is a strong weapon type. And next up we will cover the bows. After the bows we have to see, because I think I do magic, one-handed, and crossbow last. So yeah, keep your heads up for that, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video.